yet. Kaiser.
Actually, I understand what you're saying. You just don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
Sensitivity training for a politically correct world. It's a Monday morning. It's November the 20th, 2023. And like we said, it's like a Monday, aka Thursday. I love it. At least around here. Short week for a lot of people. I hope you have that. I hope you're going to get to live that dream too. We are. It's November the 20th, 2023. I'm Woody. That's Ravy.
Good morning.
There's Gregory. Good morning. Dennis is here. What is up, Woody? There's Seabass. We got Sammy.
Good morning.
There's Bort. There's Caroline. Morgan's here. Vaughn's here. Phones are open. 877-44-Woody. That's 877-44-Woody. Hit us up in the text over to 22987. Yeah, so it's today and tomorrow, and then Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, we are going to be off enjoying Thanksgiving with our friends and family. Hopefully, like I said, you're doing the same. There will be a show on the air Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. It won't be a brand new show, but if you haven't heard it, it's new to you. And we'll be back on Monday morning with this time next week with a brand new show.
That'll be here before we.
I know. I specifically remember last year when we walked out the door for just a couple days off for the Thanksgiving break. I'm like, man, that's awesome. We got this big, basically a long weekend.
Right.
And it went so fast, it felt like a regular weekend. And I remember thinking, like, that's it? Because I had a very vivid memory of leaving work that day, like pulling out of the garage. And then before I knew, I was waiting for the garage to open so I can pull in on that Monday afterwards.
Right.
I'm like, damn it.
Just here.
Found a faster.
So pull off, right? I know a lot of
What
people
route were you sending me on, you cracky ass thing?
Shows that are on at all.
Really?
Yeah.
Ooh, we could run around the halls, you have very few.
Yeah.
Take my shirt off.
Maybe you can take your shirt off.
What's new, right?
I know.
It's another day.
That ends in wine.
Getting.
So Greg's got some of the trending news headlines coming up. Oh, I did want to add a couple of things to my list of annoyances.
Oh my God, Glenn. A list of things that don't annoy you.
We don't have.
Who are you?
We don't have a paper.
To be fair, Greg, who is she to throw stones at me?
But mine.
Smell, every taste.
Right, but that list doesn't increase.
Yes, it does.
It's just cemented.
No, that's not true.
I have not brought a new annoyance to the table.
Because you don't talk about
Long
them.
time.
Maybe it's less as laminated.
Right, I have a laminated annoyance.
But she doesn't talk about it. See, I make notes that I can bring it up.
If I had a new one, I would bring it to the table.
You know why? Because it's relatable, say.
Yeah, exactly.
There's people that go, yeah, me
What
too.
annoys you now?
Okay. So there's a new restaurant. My stepmom and dad, they're here, and my stepmother loves Mexican food. There's a new Mexican place right by my house,
Okay.
right? And I've heard it's really good. But when I said, is it like your standard, like Mexican dishes, like the regular
Yeah,
menu,
traditional
enchiladas and
stuff,
tacos and
yeah.
burritos and stuff like that, or is it more like an elevated,
Yeah,
because it looks
the fancy.
on the outside, it looks kind of like one of those like fancier places, you know what I mean? And I want to go there because it's also like they call it a tequila bar. So it's a Mexican restaurant slash
Yeah.
tequila bar. I'm like, really? Okay, so leads me to believe it might be a little hipster, right? So I just want to see what the menu is because I know like she just wants like the regular stuff, And so I went on their website, I look at their menu, and I've seen this a number of times, and it always pisses me off. Their website has the menu as a PDF that you have to do.
Ugh, that's annoying as
Just have the
shit.
menu up there.
It makes it too hard.
Yeah.
Dude, you're looking for the menu, and it's like, download the PDF of our menu. Why? Just, you have a website. Just put it up on the website. All right, so that's no.
I agree.
Right, okay.
I totally agree.
Also, restaurants that.
Hardest thing to find.
Also, and by the way, it's more of a hipster type Mexican menu.
Established.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. And then the other one I'll add to that, Greg, just because I know you agree. And if you're still doing QR code menus this far after COVID, stop it. Just have like a regular menu.
So many places still do it, too.
Yeah, and it takes so much longer to go through because like you're zooming in, zooming out, moving over, zooming back in, zooming in. Like,
It's awful.
yeah,
It sucks. I hated this from day one.
yeah. I understood it.
Ray was on board with it.
Yeah. Like I understood it when it first started, but then no.
Well, remember how we all got COVID from touching menus?
Oh right.
God, so dumb.
I was willing to put up with it just to be able to eat inside of a restaurant.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
I never loved it, but I get it.
It's probably a good way to cut expenses.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
And then number two, I've already got people with their pronouns listed on their social media, their email profiles on my list. But now I like to add people who have all opinions are my own on their social media profiles.
Oh, yeah? That's a new thing?
No,
that's not.
it's not a new thing. It just, I realized that I've just noticed it more, I guess. I don't know. I know it's been around for a while.
Yeah, just put it over.
No. That's the thing. These people, like, get over yourself. Unless your job title is CEO or communications or PR director for a company, it's obvious and unnecessary.
That's what I would think.
99% of people, because I've noticed that these are some people that I know. 99.9% of people that have this are people who have a job that's the equivalent of like flipping burgers or working in a cube. You're punching numbers into spreadsheets. Nobody is confusing your take on social as McDonald's official position on a topic.
Right.
Nobody.
And if I'm looking at it, I'm assuming it's good.
You have 30 followers. Nobody's confusing it with the official position for anything other than your opinion.
Really?
Yeah.
You think that? But people have been fired for less, right?
Yeah, and I mean that
But
doesn't.
not because the company's like, oh well, this person who's
You've been
on
representing
the janitorial staff
Yeah, but
is
that doesn't
confusing
even-
the public with our opinion with their opinion.
Yeah, the janitor doesn't have that on his social
Oh,
media.
you'd be surprised. That's like a super basic bitch thing. Oh, dude, maybe you're just not noticing. Like I said, I know it's been around for a while. I just noticed.
It doesn't protect them.
Right.
And that's the other thing. That's the other
okay.
thing. It's not gonna go, well, I did have in my profile, it said, my opinions are not that of my company that I work for. Oh, they're gonna go, oh, well, never mind.
It's in writing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm kind of like siding with Gravy. I don't know if I have new annoyances lately. So I'm thinking
Well, no, I mean,
that
Greg has.
Just I'm still annoyed by the same stuff.
right, like I said,
Yeah.
plenty of annoyances for sure.
Yeah.
But I don't know if I have any new ones lately. I did have a question for you guys, though. I told you one of my annoyances is that my neighbors take their garbage out
Yeah,
days
it's
early
out all the
yeah,
time.
and then leave them out days after garbage day.
So the cans are out 4 out of the 7 days.
Yeah, it's mega unsightly. So the other day, I saw my neighbor when I was walking the dog, and they were both on a walk as well. And I noticed they looked very angry at me. Maybe they, because I know that I give them the stink eye when they get home on garbage day. The cans have been emptied, and then they just walk into their house.
They're offenders.
I'm like, come on!
yeah.
I'm like, if you're gonna do it, at least be cool. You know,
Yeah.
they didn't even say hi to me on the walk. And I thought,
Wow.
well,
damn.
Wow.
Yeah.
garbage cop.
I'm going to be using that bin washing thing today.
Oh, nice.
There's a lot of
Oh, I
companies
need
where
to do
they'll
that
wash their
too.
bins.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where they're covered in cobwebs.
Yeah.
They're so gross. I don't even want to touch them.
Oh, they stink so bad from all the dog ish.
Okay, here's some fallout from people on social. One would be Elon Musk. Have you seen some of the stories about this?
Yeah, I did. There was a lot of advertisers that pulled.
Yes, a ton. So Disney and ESPN went dark.
Sir?
Some other companies as well. Apple have stopped advertising
On Twitter?
yeah. So this is in response to Elon posting, "You have said the actual truth," in response to another post claiming that Jews push hatred against white people. And so that caused all kinds of, backlash
Wait, what?
about the anti-Semitic behavior from Elon Musk. And so now Tesla investors are calling for his suspension.
No, Tesla stock taking it down.
The First American Trust CEO says there's no excuse for spreading the hatred by any CEO of any publicly traded company, and that Tesla's board should place him on leave for a month or two. It's always,
so good.
well, yeah, I mean, well, it's Elon. It's not the first time he said stuff like that. Now, when Elon says something, I can see where that would, he made posts, not that it'll change anything. Now, if he has something on there, like, oh, my opinion, that's the kind of person I understand. Like, all right, fine.
Has to have that.
Right.
But still,
Not
it doesn't
that
matter because
points of
he
made, not that it changed
makes
anything.
himself
Even
the
if he
company
had
and the
that,
company
Disney
himself
and Apple and
to
everybody else
fuck
is
everything
building,
over.
I'm sure pooling
Goddamn
advertising. Right, but again, going back to what Greg says all the time, you don't have to
Right.
Share every thought.
share every thought.
Even if you think that, believe that. Why are you posting that?
Probably because he's got billions of dollars. He probably doesn't even care.
But why?
But why put it out in the world
Why?
to begin with?
Yeah. Why ruffle feathers when you know it's going to be controversial?
Probably because he doesn't care. That's what I'm saying. He doesn't even think about that. I don't even think he thinks oh, well, this could happen. I think when you're that rich sometimes, or that he's so weird anyway.
Yeah, he's
But
weird
when
to
you're
begin with.
weird and rich like that, it probably doesn't even cross your mind.
Weird and rich shouldn't be an excuse for hatred like that.
Well, no, I'm just saying, I don't know why, people. I don't know why people would do that. I don't know what were they thinking. But they
wasn't.
True.
Well, half the time, you hear these criminals,
But
whatever.
see, I don't believe that in the case of Elon Musk. I think everything he does is calculated.
Yeah.
Well, they
he's
also
a weirdo.
said there's these tech guys that I follow. I haven't read his book or listened to his book, but they said that Elon Musk is definitely self-destructive, where he needs to be in chaos. That's where he feels
He
comfortable.
thrives, yeah.
He thrives in it because anytime that he's doing really well,
Yeah.
he always
has to
does
blow it up some
something
way.
stupid.
Because you want to be, okay. So I've the psychological part of that I've heard before. I've known people who are like that. This one person, not a friend. This is just a person, like a former coworker. This guy would get fired every, 6 months. He'd have a new job. And I'm like, man, what's going on with this guy? And of course, because he got fired so many places. At one point, I worked with him, and somebody said that he actually ended up going to therapy, and he was told because this, what you were saying, that whenever things are good, and I understand this part, when things are good, you're waiting for the shoe to drop, and he wants to be in control of when the shoe drops. So things go well, the new job's going pretty well, he's like, oh, and he pulls basically the ripcord, and he does something to sabotage, or to test to see if it will sabotage.
Because he figures it will anyway.
Yes, and they'll see, so he doesn't want to be caught off guard, so he does something, even if he's not completely consciously thinking like this is going to blow something up, he becomes like destructive or like self-destructive,
Like he doesn't trust
self-sabotage.
it.
Yeah, you start pushing or testing limits because he needs that control. He doesn't want to be caught off guard.
I can't say I relate to that.
I don't relate to that either.
That's very weird.
Don't want to relate to that.
No,
That's what I'm trying to say.
You know, things are good.
I don't relate to that
You know
either.
what?
Yeah.
I'm just gonna mess it up.
Because that's going to happen anyway.
Yeah.
That's weird.
Yeah, so what do you think, Menace, on Elon Musk? Do you think he's truly hateful? Gravy says he's hateful.
Oh yeah, he is a hateful human
I don't
being.
say he's hateful. I just said I think he's more calculating than you give him credit for.
Well, no, you did say something about
Well,
that.
I'm questioning why you're putting something so hateful out into the
That
world.
he's like, you're trying to say that he's constantly pushing an agenda,
Yeah.
which I kind of can see that as well. I mean, I think he has his own ideas on how he wants things run, and then he
But
focuses on making that happen.
but the way
That's
he
not
wants
a
things
road,
run
but he's also
is
waiting
not
for a
good.
Cybertruck. So,
I don't know if
I
you can
guarantee
say
this is the one thing you wouldn't have anything to say anything about Elon.
Yeah.
Other than he loves it. Oh, actually, Elon's.
Right.
He's the best.
I want to be your best friend.
Love to.
No. 877-44 Woody. You can hit us up with a text over to 22987. Somebody said I went to a restaurant. They had a physical menu with the food, but the beer menu was a QR code. Why? Just have a physical beer menu as well.
Maybe it just
I wonder if it
changes.
changes.
Yeah, it probably changes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
They have their IPA
rotate.
of the week.
What would you do before the QR code? You know?
Wrote it on a fucking chalkboard like every other goddamn bar.
Usually like a chalkboard at those
Yeah,
kinds of
have a
places.
chalkboard, you know? Stuff like that. That is goofy.
Yeah. It's probably because it changes a lot.
All right, we're going to take a break. Greg's got some of the trending news headlines coming up for us next. Hang on.
Ask for an answer. I gave you a question.
The Woody Show. Back in a bit. All 98.7. LA's new alternative. Alt 98.7 is making today your Green Day.
Listen all day today to win tickets.
To witness Green Day's Saviors Tour, blowing through the SoFi Stadium September 14th, 2024.
Hey, we all want to go green.
Sticky Icky Buds, Cash, Saving the Planet. But hey, if you want to see Green Day
The Smashing Pumpkins.
and Rancid,
Simple.
keep it on LA's post-pop punk
Alternative.
and win your tickets.
Your friends will be green with envy.
Let the time of your life.
Dell's Black Friday event is their biggest sale of the year. Shop limited time deals on laptops like the stylish, innovative XPS 13, engineered to do it all on the Intel Evo platform. Plus, save big on ultra-sharp monitors and top-brand accessories. It's the perfect time to upgrade any home, business, or gaming setup powered by Intel Core processors. Shop now at Dell.com/deals to take advantage of huge savings and free shipping. Again, that's Dell.com/deals.
It's here. Black Friday week is live at Target.
Well, you know this.
I'm gonna go with yes.
You're gonna regret that. Johnny, it's a
Ladies
tradition.
always believe in John.
Been a tradition for millions of years, I feel like. Which department store puts on the annual Thanksgiving Day parade? She says you will know.
I know it's the Red Store.
The Red Store.
It's stuck between
The Red
JCPenney's and Macy's, but I know it's one of those red stores.
It's the Red Store?
You know how they
Could be
have
a Target.
the red
Red.
logo? No, not Target. It's like those fancy stores. But Macy's sounds more fancy to hold a parade than JCPenney.
So you're going Macy's.
I think Macy's. The red
Johnny
one.
did know. I can't believe it.
Oh, the Red Store.
The Red Store. Hold on one second. I wish they would just refer to it as the Red Store. The 87th Annual Red Store Thanksgiving Day Parade. Janet got hers right. Hold on, Janet. Johnny, I can't believe you stumbled into that. I wasn't
too.
Sure, I wasn't sure you spoke
You can't believe you
Johnny doesn't
stumbled
know
into that.
Thanksgiving edition.
By the way, I love that you called JCPenney a fancy store.
There was one of the two. I knew they're pretty fancy for shopping.
Johnny.
Penny's isn't fancy, bro. Penny's is Sears.
What three animals make up a turducken? Don't answer yet. John in Hawthorne. Will Johnny know
Turkey,
this?
duck, chicken.
Oh man, he does not know crap. With that,
That is true.
yeah, I do think he's gonna know this one.
All right, thinks you're going to know this. Johnny, what three animals make up a turducken?
Do I have to name all the 3 animals, or do I just
Yes!
That's literally what he's asking.
That is the actual question.
But is it one
You have
dish
to
or is
name them like Tom and Stan. You don't have to give them first names. But what are the 3 animals? Yes, that make up a turducken.
I'm hearing duck in the middle, but nobody's eating duck on Thanksgiving. But Turducken is duckin, chicken.
Duckin'.
Are you saying duck and duckin is 2 separate animals?
I'm so lost right now. I'm just making up animals. Is that what I'm hearing?
How many legs does a duckin have?
Duck has 2.
You're saying, okay, duck and then duck
It's
in?
a duck, and then you're saying that Ken sounds like chicken. Duck and chicken are the 2 animals. I don't know what trick is, or would you say the first animal was?
Need an answer because it's 3 animals that make up a turducken.
Trees?
Trees is a good guess.
I don't know. I'm stumped. I got 2 out of the 3. 2 out of 3 is good.
You
right?
really don't have a third. You can't give me a third animal.
1 animal?
Do you eat this on Thanksgiving?
That's
the whole point of the question.
But it's not turkey though, because turkey's turkey, and this is tree ducking.
Turducken.
Oh, I don't really know. This game kind of makes you rethink all of life.
Yeah.
You're like,
really
I
makes
don't
you
know what
sad.
anything is anymore.
Because you guys are so specific on what the answer is, and it's like it can't be turkey because turkey's turk. It'd be a turducken if it was a turkey, not a trick ducking. You said
didn't
trick
say
ducking.
trick ducking.
I said turducken from the very beginning.
You said tree ducking.
No. Trick ducking.
Oh my God, this
heard you.
is going downhill fast.
I don't know. Now we're just making.
Text over to 22987.
The Woody Show, local news.
And it's got a headline closer to home here in the state of California.
Well, it's nice when the big news is actually good news. That important section of the 10 freeway in downtown LA that was seriously damaged by the fire reopened last night. It's now fully operational, ready for this morning's commute. And there was a press conference yesterday with Mayor Karen Bass, who was joined by VP Kamala Harris and Governor Gavin Newsom, saying repairs are 8 days ahead of schedule.
It's like nice.
I was watching a little bit of
say that?
Yeah, it was super interesting.
Yeah. Meanwhile, authorities released photos of who they are calling a person of interest in connection with that 10 freeway fire.
Oh, that shady
They
looking
have still some
motherfucking
surveillance
homeless
video
dude?
of this guy who they
Yeah.
think is about 30 to 35 years old, weighing about 170 to 190, 6 feet tall, seen in a hoodie and shorts with a knee brace, and had visible burn injuries on his left leg.
This is your average homeless guy.
Kinda, yeah. Officials
Knee brace.
think
Burns, though.
Yes, at the
Well,
fire.
yeah, I mean,
is
he
what
did
they
it.
say.
But, you know,
The birds mean
when
he
I saw
did
the
it.
picture, I'm
Yeah.
like, good luck.
There's your unhoused neighbor.
Yep.
Right.
6 foot, could be 170 pounds. Lucky.
I know,
Yeah, right.
lucky. Topping out at 190, also lucky. If you know anything about that guy, contact the LAPD. Thanksgiving, just 3 days away. That means thousands and thousands of people are traveling. In 2023, they say could be the busiest travel season in history. That's according to airport officials. At LAX, expect long security lines over the next couple of days. This past weekend, though, travelers said things at LAX were relatively normal. Reminder, though, good thing to do if you're going to be driving to LAX and then flying. They say to reserve your parking spot ahead of time and then check in online.
Oh, yeah.
And then if you're not flying at all, but you were driving instead, they say more Americans are driving this year to see their relatives, so to leave early. Like today would be the travel day, probably.
Today
See
would
all
be the
the
travel day.
video of all the pilots that were lined up, like along like where people get dropped off at the curb.
Yeah.
They're on strike, I guess.
Yeah, I've seen that before when I pull up, and it's like hundreds of pilots.
I was gonna say, it
I'm like,
looked
who's
like
flying the plane?
it was like all through Terminal 1, all through Terminal 2,
Oh, wow.
Terminal 3, Terminal 4, and it's like they're shoulder to shoulder holding
Yeah.
these
Whoa.
signs. They're dressed in their, their pilot get up and
Yeah,
whatever.
they're in their little
And it's just
fucking-
like, wow, that's a
They're
lot of
tucked
pilots.
in.
Yeah,
The
like
whole
2
time
months
that
ago
shirt
they
is
were doing it.
tucked
They're
in.
still doing it.
Because I saw the video and then I was like, man, I wonder if my parents' flight's gonna make it in on time. And they did.
Well, that's
They
good.
made it in on time.
And they flew to LAX.
Yeah.
Oh, that's always fun. Lastly, in Victorville, San Bernardino County authorities, they were investigating this couple who they believed had a stolen car at their house. So they got a warrant for the house of these losers, Jonathan De Jesus and Melissa Flores Reyes. And sure enough, they found that stolen car along with 5 other stolen cars, over 100 stolen catalytic converters. So it was basically a home chop shop. Those converters are valuable, as you know, if you sell them at recycling centers. So these 2 waste of oxygen thieves, they were booked at the High Desert Detention Center. So they thought they had one, but they had a whole bunch.
God, the catalytic converter thing's like so last year, dude.
Still happening.
Still doing it.
Yep. Get a few $100.
Yeah.
So that's the latest, Wood.
All right, what about the forecast, Sammy?
Sunny today, high of 78 in the valley, 75 for downtown, 78 for Orange County, and 70s along the coast.
Yeah, like it's retail crime now.
Right.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
good. Yeah,
That's
kind of like
the
converse,
thing.
like so last year. Moved up to
You can go to actual jail for that. Fuck that. Bro, I already went around you. It's in the other lane. I don't know what to tell you. I-10 reopened. Thank you, LA, for your patience. Wow. Days, not weeks, dude. I don't know how long that thing will last.
Salt 98.7, it's LA's new alternative. It is the Woody Show. Here on a nice short week going into the Thanksgiving holiday.
Look who's back in the house.
Look who's back in the house.
And as we move along this morning, we look to Great Gory for some of the trending news headlines.
Well, former President Jimmy Carter has outlived his wife. His former First Lady, Rosalynn Carter, died at the age of 96 over the weekend. Jimmy is currently 99, by the way.
I mean, he'll be dead within a couple days, right?
That's
usually how it happens, yeah.
Yeah, because I saw they're married
They were
for, what,
really
77
tight.
years.
They were really tight
77.
together. I don't know. how much
Imagine
longer
that.
it'll last.
Married to the same person for 77 years.
Yeah.
What a nightmare.
Like everything runs its course, right? Everything. Everything runs its course at some point. 77 years.
Yeah,
My good lord.
My
Joined at the
grandparents were married probably 67 years or something like that. And once my grandmother died, my grandfather died within 6 months.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, because Jimmy Carter, he's been in hospice now for a while.
Yeah, he's been in bad shape.
So, I mean, this might put that over the edge. You see that stuff all the time.
Yeah, well, an official cause of death has not been released, but she was diagnosed with dementia back in May. And in her lifetime, she was a champion of mental health advocacy and caregiving. After being First Lady, she lived a pretty quiet life with her husband, Jimmy Carter, and enjoyed visiting her family and friends. So, R.I.P. Rosalynn Carter.
She was the first First Lady to have, like, her own staff and her own office.
Really?
Yeah, at the White House. Yeah.
That's
I thought that was interesting.
That seems almost
so late.
too recent. Yeah,
Yeah, right.
Like, you think that
So
would
late in the
happen
process.
like, with, like, I don't know, Madison or something like that.
Yeah, I forgot what president, but there was a wife that was pretty much running everything because the other guy, like, I don't know, he couldn't even.
That was a drunk history.
Yeah,
I know what you're
was that?
talking about. Like, there was a president
There's
who
a
was
couple of them.
basically incapacitated, but they didn't want to tell.
Anybody.
So the wife just kind of took over.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they would like fake him, like moving and stuff.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I gotta look into
I
that.
do recall that drunk history, and Courtney Cox was the wife.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, what a life, though, man. 96 years old. First of all, you lived to 96.
True.
Right? And then for the majority of your life, I mean, you were a former first lady. I mean, how about just the fact that you were the first lady of the country?
Sure.
Right.
That's got to be pretty wild. Like, I'm saying, I always think about private moments and thoughts. You know, like when I mentioned this before, whether you elected or voted to elect the guy or not, what's the thought of the person who on election night just won the presidency?
Can't even imagine.
You know, like when the parties are over or whatever, and they're back at their room, they're in bed, their wife has already rolled over, whoever rolls over and says goodnight, and they're just sitting there, and they got that ringing in your ears from being at a big loud event or whatever. What's that feeling? What's that thought that nobody else knows? You were just elected president.
So nuts.
Like, that's got to be so weird.
And so few people in the history of the country even know that feeling.
Right. President anywhere. I mean, not just this country, but just anywhere. Like when you accomplish this or you become a certain person.
Right.
Like, but her, 96 years old, like if you were to sit there and they say your whole life flashes before your eyes, man, what a life.
Right. You were the first lady.
Yeah.
That's nuts.
It's pretty wild.
The president we're talking about is Woodrow Wilson.
Okay.
Really?
Yeah.
He was the one that was
World War One,
wasted
bro.
all the time?
Just bedridden at one point.
Oh, I thought it was because he was mega drunk.
No. He was like,
He was ill.
he was ill, and then people were like, hey, he can't
We haven't
run the.
seen him in public, but yeah.
And then so they would like fake him moving in his bed and stuff and pretend he was fine. Pretty much like Weekend at Bernie's.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
That's bizarre. The one thing I remember is writing a report on President William Henry Harrison.
He
who,
died in 30 days.
Died after, I think it was only 9 months or 11 months after he became president. Imagine that. You finally get
30 days, bro.
Yeah.
When he was
your
finally
position and then
put in.
dead.
Didn't Alanis Morissette say something like that in a song, like winning the lottery,
Right.
and dying the next day?
Dying the next
That's
day.
like Ray 88.
It is like that.
He was president for a month.
The free ride, but you've already
March
paid.
4th to April 4th, 1841.
It's the good advice
1
that you
month?
just didn't.
Yeah,
Right,
like
right?
he
Isn't that
got
ironic?
sick at his inauguration. Like it was a rainy, cold, nasty day, and he wasn't wearing a coat, and he got very sick.
He got
there.
pneumonia.
Great, did you
Didn't
get an F
recover.
on your report?
No, but maybe it was 9 months after he got elected and then waited for
I thought that was
President for
inauguration.
a month.
I always thought that was a
don't know.
myth. They like going out without a coat or whatever. Like, oh, it's gonna get you sick. I always thought that was like
It is a
That was the
myth.
new way of thinking
But-
that being cold doesn't give you a cold.
Right? It doesn't give you a cold.
But
Because
I
cold's a
mean,
virus.
You were probably way more susceptible to stuff in 1841. 'cause
Sure.
You were already dying.
Right.
You
But
were
was it-
already
was it because,
half
like,
dead.
You went outside in the rain without a coat.
Well,
That's what
apparently.
they-
It was
what they
cold
say.
outside. Like, oh, you better put a hat on. You're gonna get sick.
Right.
What?
Back then, everybody got pneumonia, though.
Right.
Yeah.
That and polio.
And it killed him.
Polio and pneumonia.
Well, you got the poles.
They were all the rage back then. Speaking of people who passed away, if you're a Sopranos fan, you know who Suzanne Shepard was. She played Mary DeAngelis, the mom of Edie Falco's character, Carmela. Suzanne died the other day at the age of 89.
Yeah, she was also Lorraine's mom in Goodfellas.
She was in Goodfellas.
Yeah.
She was in Requiem for a Dream. She was in Working Girl, Mystic Pizza, and my favorite, Uncle Buck. She was that that really mean school principal. She suffered from chronic obstructive pulmonary disease. So Suzanne Shepard gone at 89. And then Thanksgiving travel might be really tough
Here's a
this year
quarter.
because
Why
there's
don't you go down to the pet store
storm.
and
It's
buy
moving
a
its way
rat?
through the
You
U.S.
wanna
this
gnaw that
week. And
thing
it
off
started
your
on the
face.
West Coast. It's bringing rain all over the country this week. So today they say there should be wet weather from the Rockies all the way through the Gulf Coast into the Tennessee and Ohio valleys. Then tomorrow, Tuesday, the storm's going to move east. Tomorrow expected to be the worst weather day of the week if you're traveling. And then Wednesday, which is the busiest travel day of the entire year, that storm is going to gradually move off the East Coast and die out.
I had a guy last year. We had like it was at Christmas or Thanksgiving time, and there was this big storm making its way across the country. Like, what do I care about this? This is not even going to affect where I'm at. I go, well, dude, there's tons of people traveling, and guess what? Your plane comes from somewhere.
Yeah, right, exactly.
Anytime you have a big travel holiday, like a big holiday weekend of any kind, and there's a big storm like that, we're going to report on it, because even if it's not in your town, dummy, what do you think all these Southwest planes, they make 17 stops for the time.
They're not parked at your airport.
They're just waiting for you to get on.
Right, exactly. If you're not on the first flight out,
Yeah.
your plane's coming from somewhere.
Yeah, it's nice to know that there may be something to keep a heads up on. So just put it out there. Don't get mad. This guy was so worked up. It's one of those examples of like, dude, what is going on with your life? What is happening? You need to talk to somebody. Psychologytoday.com. Find yourself a good therapist.
Yeah, your plane's
Go to a
coming.
rage room or something.
Recommend that highly.
You love that guy.
Yeah, your plane is coming from somewhere, and your plane is probably tired. It's been working all day.
No, your plane wants to be flying.
It wants to fly.
It wants to be in the air.
Hulk Hogan's son, Nick Hogan, was arrested over the weekend for DUI. This was Saturday morning, about 4 in the morning. Nick was in Clearwater, Florida, the same place that he was arrested as a teenager for that car accident when he was driving with a friend who suffered a serious brain injury.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Yeah, Nick pleaded guilty in that crash to reckless driving. He did 8 months in jail.
That's right.
That's a long stretch.
That's when that show was on too. The Hulk Hogan reality show.
Got rid of that show.
Yeah.
Well, as for this weekend's DUI, Nick apparently refused to take a sobriety test. This arrest is being treated as a misdemeanor. The night before that arrest, by the way, Nick was at a bikini contest at Hulk Hogan's restaurant.
Oh, good.
Doesn't that all track?
That's so Florida.
Hulk Hogan has a restaurant. At said restaurant, there's a bikini contest. At said restaurant, his drunk son. It all tracks.
And then see the photo of him. Look up his photo. He has changed a lot.
Yeah. I mean, the last time I probably saw, I haven't seen this new photo, but the last time I saw him was probably
his mugshot.
He got arrested the last time.
Right. Yeah. Looks like a different person now. And then there's a video that's gone viral on TikTok. It involves Sammy's holy grail, the Stanley.
Oh.
Yeah. So this woman, Danielle, she had her Kia just totally destroyed when it caught fire.
Oh, yeah.
So the car is completely scorched. It looks like an empty tin can. And she posted a video of the car burned to a crisp.
Yeah, I did see the video.
And inside is her Stanley, totally unscathed.
Survived.
I know, I saw this.
I mean, it's messed up, but then she shook it, and you could hear the ice still on the inside.
Right.
So Stanley got word of that video, and then Stanley's president, Terrence Riley.
Mr. Stanley?
Yeah, Sammy's hero.
He got out of his treasure bath to make a comment to the press.
He said that they were not only giving Danielle some new Stanley products, they're going to replace her car.
Wow.
They're the best.
Hey, they are the best.
Yeah, they're going to sell like 6 Stanleys just to pay for that car.
More like 2.
Danielle said she couldn't believe it, and she thanked Stanley for their generous offer.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty cool. I mean, that went through like an inferno.
Right.
Like, look at that car, how hot that was.
There's like nothing.
And the ice still survived. Kept that drink nice and cold.
What a great way to get a new car. You set your current car on fire.
Yeah.
You stage this video.
Product placement.
Right. And then you know they're just going to be so nice to give you.
Well, he was pretty careful in his speech saying, this is a first and will probably be the last.
Well, yeah.
Right, so everybody don't go out.
This is not a blueprint.
Right.
Torch your
Right.
car.
Get a new car.
Life hack.
Correct. It's
Here's
not
how to
a
get
new
a-
car life hack.
Here's how to get a new car, you guys.
Yep, on TikTok. Well, that's what's going on, Wood.
All right, we're going to take a quick break. More Woody shows next. Hang on.
Kick your feet up on the dashboard. Back in a few. The Woody Show. All 98.7. And LA's new alternative.
The Chase Ink Business Premier Card is made for people who make things happen. Like me. I'm Sam, founder and CEO of Manifest, a product design company that makes everyday products designed smarter. I get 2.5% cash back on purchases of $5,000 or more, plus unlimited 2% cash back on all other purchases, which helps us make more smart ideas into a brilliant reality.
The Ink Business Premier Card. Learn more at chase.com/business premier. Chase for business. Make more of what's yours. Real business owner compensated for their participation. Account subject to credit approval. Restrictions and limitations apply. Cards are issued by JP Morgan Chase Bank. Any member FDIC.
Shop Black Friday every day and get the best new deals all month long only at Lowe's. Right now,
Fuck that shit, man.
20-volt max 4-tool combo kit. Get 2 select tools free. That's up to a $438 value. Plus, get up to 50% off select vanities, faucets, and shower heads. Shop in-store and online today because Lowe's knows deals. Valid through 11/22. While supplies last. Selection varies by location.
Looking to switch your phone service? Check out Boost Infinite Wireless. Its new technology switches between its own network and the other top 2 networks to find the best quality calls and data for you anywhere, anytime. And you can get a low-priced, unlimited wireless plan that gives you a new iPhone every year. So switch today. Call 855-55-BOOST. That's 1-855-55-BOOST. Visit boostinfinite.com. That's boostinfinite.com. Or go to amazon.com and search for Boost iPhone 15. See boostinfinite.com for terms and conditions.
This time,
I don't know what I just almost hit.
Stores start to sell a whole bunch
Something.
of
Somebody's fucking light fixture.
dancing Santas to plastic trees. At Northern Tool and Equipment, we'd rather sell you a 4-horsepower chainsaw fitted with a full chisel chain to cut down your own tree. And we have wood chippers come January. Because, you know, mulch. We're cutting prices on your favorite brands this holiday season. Save on Milwaukee, Steel, and Lincoln Electric, in-store or at northerntool.com.
Hey, what's going on? It's Kristen Limon. Do you want to be a registered nurse? At the Marshall School of Nursing, you can get the education and training you need to earn your associate's degree and become an RN. You can even earn your BSN. New classes are enrolling now in Glendale, West Covina, Bakersfield, San Diego, and at their newest campus in Riverside. Train to be a registered nurse at the Marshall School of Nursing. Call 866-NEW-CAREER to learn more. That's 866-639-2273 or visit mfnursing.com.
Hurry into the Ram Black Friday sales event for great deals on the trucks that give you all the power you need and all the luxury you could ask for. You get 15% below MSRP plus finance and get no monthly payments for 90 days on select 2023 Ram 1500 and Ram 1500 classic models. Tradesman Crew Cab, VRX, Rebel, Limited, and long.